On, of course, here on the no roundtable today, but apparently we are having the discussion that pertains the important aspect of the social issues in the society, with a special focus on the campus students across the country following the recent brutal murder of Ivy Wangeshi, and whether that has led to the debate about the boy child and the girl child, who is neglected and who isn't. I had Alan earlier. I'm joined by two important guests. It will be better to identify themselves. I will let you, of course, introduce yourselves to our audience, and then we continue with the discussion, starting with you.
Yeah, okay. My name is Anthony Manyara. I'm the chairman, Kenya University Student Organization. That is the umbrella body of all universities in Kenya.
Okay.
71 universities, both public and private, and also TVET institutions and colleges, you know, all higher institutions of learning. Yeah, I'm the chairman.
Okay. Yeah. And then we have our other guests on set.
Yes, thank you. My good name is Hans Mireri. I am the chairman of University of Nairobi Law Kabete campus, and also Kenya University Student Organization, Kiambu County. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Lovely to have you. Then you lie at the epicenter of where this debate is revolving, and that pertains, of course, the young people in the country. The expectation is that when we have these universities, or the society largely from the lenses views the universities as perhaps the channeling point of the next generation of leaders, business people, the people who should be taking this country to the next path. I mean, uplifting the society from the depths of despair to the great heights of hope. We are not where we were in 1980, and we don't expect to be where we are in 2019 to be our future in 2035. Now, being the president of all the universities coming together, I'm sure you must be receiving all sorts of reports about what happens in our campuses. And some of them are appalling, aren't they?
Yeah. What I may say is that we have had a lot of issues to do with the universities. We have had suicide cases, we have had extrajudicial killings, we have had very many social problems, especially coming from families, coming from depression, you know, these kind of problems that affect university students. But now, most of the cases we have addressed them. Most of them are addressed, but some of them still are left unattended. Yeah.
And that, of course, calls for the intervention of many, because you also depend upon the institution of government to address some, because you can't work alone. It's a case of an intertwined relationship between the universities and also other aspects or the institutions that are independent of the government. But Hans, coming to you on this important note, then you take a look at the avalanche of all these cases in our campuses, and when we expect them to be the manufacturing point of the next people who should be taking over the leadership positions, the business, the entrepreneurs, the representatives, the ambassadors of this country, I mean, the religious leaders of this country. And then this happens. I mean, the script must be one that seems dented, isn't it? And in terms of the image that the society will cast out is one that is negative. So how do you end, or how do you formulate policies to ensure that you mechanize a process that renews or repaints the image of the universities in the country?
As we all know, the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But we live in a society whereby the politicians of the day sometimes they tend to say we are the leaders of tomorrow, but
that tomorrow isn't coming.
Yeah, exactly. But they intend to say that, but they do not mean it exactly. So what we mean is that as KUSO, or the Kenya University of Students Organization, we tend to empower the students. We tend to we want to talk about these issues that are affecting the students directly. That is, we have many cases. For example, we have cases that are unattended to, like, for example, Sharon. Yeah, Sharon
University.
Yeah, Ron University. It is not yet really articulated. And then we have, again, a case of the lady at Moi University.
Ivy Wangeshi.
Ivy Wangeshi, exactly. So these are the cases we really want to go deep into, and we really want to tell the government if they really mean that we are the leaders of tomorrow, then they really need to look at these cases. Yes.
I'll come to Alan, because there's an important note. I need to source out an important information from the president here, because when you are the university, of course, there's no gender discrimination, because also we have our beautiful sisters who study with us, who school with us at the universities. As a leader then at the university level, before even you indulge or involve the government seeking intervention, because some issues are above your capacity, do you also consider coming up with measures to ensure that you do address them at your level? And to what extent have that what are some of the policies that you have formulated at the varsity level been a success in terms of ensuring that you galvanize them as one channeling point without regarding whether one is female or one is male?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that there has been a lot of issues, and I would like also to remind you that I've been the chairman of University of Nairobi, the one who took over after Babu Owino, and I've served for 1 year, and one of the successes that I may say that I have managed to attain over the last 1 year is that I increased help from a minimum of 35,000 to 42,000. The reason being, I have seen that students, especially female students, they are so much, attracted to sponsorship things from, sponsors. And we have seen that one affecting a lot of students, especially university students in KU, JKUAT, these, some of the, even some of the satellite campuses. And me as a chairman, I took it as an initiative to ensure that, what can we do to decrease the number of students going to sponsors? And then I realized that it's a money factor. And the next thing that we thought about is increasing the funds that are with the students. Because most of the cases, those students go desperately to sponsors because they don't have enough money to cater for their own needs. And that one has seen the trend decrease tremendously because students now, they can be able to cater for their own needs. They have enough money to cater for economic-wise. Food, most of the cases they go to sponsors because they need, basic needs in the university. Some others also, they don't get pocket money from their parents, those kind of things. But again, that's a very broad picture. If you look at the depression rate when it comes to the boy child, because now you're speaking of the boy child, become very high. Why? Because frustration from girls. Most of the cases you believe, this is my girlfriend. But that girlfriend, you are just one. You're just
you're one of the many.
You're just one amongst abroad. Okay. So most of the cases, you're competing with 15 of them. But you, according to you, you're the only player.
You're the only player.
So most of the cases, even you look at the Ivy Ogeshi case, that guy believed he was the only person in that picture. But later did he come to realize that he was not the only person. That kind of depression, you see that guy, I don't know whether he's so much learned, but he really invested a lot of emotions, he had got attached to that lady. And most of these ladies, me, I'm an architectural student. If you are dating a chick who is extremely brilliant, who has several A's, and then she has gone to university, she's studying up to 6 years, most of the cases you feel insecure. You feel like this girl will leave you anytime.
Because of the autonomy.
Yes. So I have a feeling as a person, as a chairman, these are cases we get daily. Boy child sometimes is in a very compromised situation. You have no otherwise but to look for a shocker.
I'm sure you want to come in.
I mean, that is a talk that a while ago, before the two gentlemen joined us, we had. We should start talking. I mean, come on, any boy child now you've invested emotions and even finances to a girl. And I mean, you're not getting she's not reciprocating that. I mean, you should read from the word go. Huyu hana shughuli yangu. Then you should start walking away. You walk away and you walk out. Then he talks about how he increased health from 30,000 to 40,000, right?
35 to 42, that's 7,000.
That is 7,000.
Increment, yes, to 42.
To 42, that is Nairobi University, right?
No,
all the campuses.
All the campuses. So when, as a student leader, he does that, I've talked about the church, I've talked about parents, I've talked about schools, I mean the institutions. What is the government doing? What is the Ministry of Education doing? I mean, because if you're supporting education, it's not, I mean, education is not all about funding and building. I mean, the government should be addressing 100% such issues. Now, ameongea story ya sponsors, very, 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 very honestly. So, to the boy child, the talk has started. If you've invested, umefikiria that somebody loves you, you should read the signs from the word go. before you get to that point of Ivy and Naphtali, you just walk away.
Before even it can be that consequential.
Exactly.
And it brings me to the point then here, is perhaps what leads, because you look at the hierarchy of the society, excuse me, generally there is a sense of an economic uncertainty in the country, and many families that these girls hail from, or this child or this university student hails from, cannot afford to cater for some of the needs if the school fees is paid. Therefore necessitates or brings in the picture that I need to get out of my way to secure something that will facilitate my needs. And perhaps that is the point to which you thought you are one, maybe there's someone else. You are just within the bracket, there's someone else outside the bracket. So how do we need to come to terms into this? And what really, I just want to understand, because being a student leader, you must have interacted with them. What really necessitates someone to look for a sponsor? On both sides, vice versa?
Being really honest, I think it's the economy we have right now in Kenya. It's not really, it's a general perception, whereby even in schools, right now we have most of the bright ladies. For example, if you can see Ivy, she is a straight A student.
Straight A's?
Straight A's.
Brilliant.
Very brilliant. But if you check on the background of Ivy, most probably she doesn't have the economic support. So this is what necessitates the brilliant students to go looking out for sponsors. So what I will say on the boy child side, boy child is a little bit depressed. They work so hard to cater for their needs. And then they get a lady who they love so much, but most probably he's not the only person. So you get this, brings about the depression, whereby somebody now acts out of the anger and all that, whereby somebody realizes it's not only me. And that is what is happening. For the ladies, it is economic background. We don't have the support. The government does not give out the much help we have. Brilliant students are there, but they don't have the economic support that they can actually go out there and actually support themselves. So they have their brilliant minds, but they cannot actually support themselves. Yeah, so that's what really happening.